Hey there, boys and girls of the YouTube world. Today we're going to see if we can't get a 1963 Chevrolet C10 running. So we picked this thing up. It was sitting in a pasture. We got it as a parts rig for the 1962 crew cab, and it's probably better than the crew cab, but it's not a crew cab, so we can't get her to light off. So here it is, long box, two-wheel drive, 63. So 63 is the 1 year only grill, where it's got the smaller headlights. 61 had 4 headlights, and then 62 GM was like, oh, we got to go back to 1 headlight. So how are we gonna fix it? Let's just put a big ugly dinner plate in there and put 1 headlight in the middle. That's what the crew cab's got. And then 64 to 66 are all pretty much the same. There's the old 64 to 66 setup. Wait for cleanup week so we can get rid of our old Mitsubishi TV. So anyway, this is pretty much my favorite grill shell. And then I think 1661 had the obnoxious hoods. 62, they went to these normal hoods that they had all the way through 66. 63 is also the last year of the knee knocker dash. This little right here, 64 to 66, they cut across, got normal doors. This is a small back window version. It's a higher trim package though. It's got this fancy trim down the side. 6-lug, of course, drum brakes. You can see that wheel, she's locked up. Got a 230, 250 6-cylinder under the hood. 63 was the first year of that. 62 was the last year. Look at this rattle trap crap box. Dogs barking. Wow, what is rattling underneath? Oh, the dogs. Big blocks bring the boys to the yard. I don't think he wants to shut it off because it's gonna diesel. Wow. Look who has graced us with their presence.
Don't forget to subscribe to the Mickelson Racing channel.
Yeah, it's pretty freaking awesome.
Because we got brand spanking new stickers.
Decals. What do you think, Duff?
Duff dog.
Duff, would you ride in that thing?
What do you think, buddy?
Oh, game on. He's like, this seat's way too nice.
Didn't even hesitate.
Wait, wow, did you empty that trailer house and put it in there?
Yeah.
Oh man, low car shifter, baby blue dash, headliner. Oh, is this your girlfriend's tassels here too? Class of 11. Oh man.
It used to be nice until I got a hold of it.
Look at this. Must have a stereo in there.
Setting in there. Not even hooked up.
It's held in by Velcro.
Velcro, I guess.
Hook and loop tape. So we got hillbilly race car guy in there doing bandsaw things because he doesn't have one of them. So let's keep checking this thing out. So I think these 2 bumper bolts are missing because she had a A-frame hitch on it, and somebody got a little whiskied up and whammied her into the back of the garage or backed into it with a tractor, or who knows, but really got the hood good. Didn't get that sweet grill too bad. I'm guessing the door got wrapped around because that's usually what happens. You know, you're backing her up and you get the door open, giving her the old lean-to and forget that there's a tree there. And so it's got the white door on it. Good news is they put the old mirror on it. Bad news is, yep, it's busted. There's a support in here for the fender. And they always fill full of dirt and rot out. So there's that. That fender's pretty straight. Just a little whammy there. I'm guessing the fuel tank's gonna be just fine. Seeing as how it was open to Mother Nature. Check her out, Duff. See what you think. Hey, we got keys and a radio delete. Oh, look at this fancy hoodank. Who owned this thing? Joe Sparrow. I wonder if he had a brother named Jack. So she's pretty chewy. The mice like to get up through the B-pillar and come up in here and leave their fecal matter and whatnot, don't they, Duff? That's kind of the smell you like. And that really raises havoc on these 60 to 66 cabs. It had the deluxe heater option, radio delete, 95,990 miles, no factory tack. Otherwise, gosh, it really isn't that bad. I mean, usually that's where they get her, up in there, right below the rocker or the kick panel. 3-speed on the tree. Showed you guys how to run that in the 59 Bel Air video. Maybe this tank ain't bad. Oh yeah, there's a whole lot of mousy mouse nest in there. So we're just gonna bypass that. Obviously we're gonna need a seat if we get it to run. What's in the glove box? What is in here? What's that tool for? Comment down below. These never open with one hand. Oh, nothing in there. It was all in there. Now it's all down there. Of course, the used rotor, we always carry those around. Probably a used set of points in there as well. Lock collar. Punch that's down to nothing. Spare brake pedal, clutch pad. What's this? Torch tip? Filter of sorts? Whatever it is, it's stuck. This one didn't have a passenger visor. Cheapskate. That's pretty nifty. Oh man, look at that. This visor holder was even personalized for Jack's brother Joe. I think you put your sunglasses there and a pen there. Registration. Quite the dealio. Old Joe Sparrow. He had all the swanky stuff. Oh, this kid's always got to jump on the roof. Fixed it. That one I don't think we're gonna smack out. This hood's better than the crew cab hood. Bed floor, we'd put a sheet of plywood in there, but it's actually cheaper to buy a 8-foot bed off a pickup like that and put on here than a sheet of plywood. Frickin' Rona ruined everything on Duff. It's got the diggers on the back for all the winter traction. Tow bumper, 80 plates, but tags to 84. So what's that mean? This thing's been sitting for 37 years. That's a while. Oh man, that door is she gone. Hepatitis, see you later.
Hepatitis, see you later.
Tailgates, respectable. Missing the latch. This is the flush tow bumper, don't stick way out. Usually they run into stuff, push the bed sides in. This guy, he was worse at Joe. He was smashing up that side and not the passenger side. Good for him. Looks like he did a little painting that one time, because I'm guessing that's not GM paint with all the flow checks in it over there. Probably a pretty sharp rig. Orange with a white top. At least it's not all full of poopy. Tech tip of the day, you can tell if somebody's replaced the cab corners on these things. They got this little lip down here that matches this. The aftermarket ones just kind of wrap around and they're smooth. I don't know if you gotta have a 2-stamp process to make these, but none of the originals were smooth like that. None of the aftermarket that I know of have this lip down here like they should have. So it's always how you can tell if you're looking at something that somebody says is original or never been rusty or whatever. Look for that lip. Worthless information for the day. Man, that rocker's even good. How's the cab supports? Good. Dang. Too bad she's wasted up there. All right, let's open the hood and see what we got. Yeah. 6 in a row, ready to tow.
6 in a row, ready to tow. 8 to V, you probably sit down to pay.
Yeah, mismatched heater core hoses. Oh man, that one's a limp noodle. And that one, stiff as a brick. Somebody stole the coil, because that's what people do, apparently. Steal coils, because they think that's the problem, and really it's not. They were so proud of that deluxe heater that they put Chevrolet tag on it. Like I said, this is a 230 or 250. I'm guessing 230, because it's got the script up top there. I don't know if the 235s had that or not, but I think a 235 is just a single cover on the side, and this one's got 2 covers. You see that split in the middle? So I guess we'll go find a coil, well, provided this thing turns over. I'd say we should cut that fuel line so we don't suck any fuel up there, but didn't have to cut it, just tore it off. And there's clearly no fuel in that tank. I think 62 was the last year, the hydraulic clutch. They're mechanical on these 63 and newer. Looks like our exhaust pipe kind of rusted through. Almost looks like the clutch might have hit it. Yeah. 63, I think this should have had a generator, but somebody converted it to an alternator. Maybe not. Yes! Flexi hoses with the hourglass radiator clamps. My favorite. Oh, what on the bottom even? How could I get so lucky? Probably full of coolant. Well, it's wet in there, so that's a plus. Where is the dipstick, Jimmy?
Oh, think with your dipstick, Jimmy!
There she is. It's over full, so that's not good. See how the oil is up there and there's not oil down there? I'm guessing that thing's full of water. So we should probably drain that water out of there if we can get it to turn. Hopefully it does turn. Super. Is the carbonator loose? Well, we'll worry about that if we get it to turn over. Oh, somebody stole the alternator bracket. Son of a biscuit, we just can't have nice things. Oh, and the ground cable, we stole that too. This thing has just been picked apart. Still looking for a battery sponsor. Could be your name. Right here. I'll go grab that. And another black cable, so as not to confuse myself. Check back shortly. Guessing the ground cable went to that bolt that's loose in the thermostat housing, so that's handy. Oh, of course that battery's backwards. Fixed it. It's out of gear. I'd rock it, but the wheel's locked up. Hook up the loser switch. Purple wire. Let's see if she spins. Not so much. Well, with the French toast. Dead battery. Well, does it turn over by hand? Sure seems like it. Hope we can take another starter apart. It's only been like 4 or 5 episodes since we did that. The old valve loosener, that usually fixes them. Appears as though we're going to be pulling another starter off. Good news is there's a lot of real estate to work with underneath the old 6-cylinder. The bad news is I don't think I got a spare, but I'm guessing everything but the nose cone is GM standard parts. Even though I think we've pretty much used all those up. We're going to be looking for a starter sponsor here shortly. Duff, since I'm going under after that starter, no, the one over here. I think I'll drain the water out of the engine. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of it. Do you want to take bets on if there's water in it or not? I bet there is. Oh yeah, that's water. See, the key is not to fire it up, so that not to startle it, so all the water stays at the bottom. And then once the oil starts coming, you just slam that plug back in real quick. Maybe it's gas. Probably water though. At least it's clean. Not like that Flint, Michigan stuff. Or Tijuana, Mexico. Maybe I should get a bigger pan. It's getting pretty full here. Okay. I'm guessing that's like a 6 or 8 quart pan. There we go. Oh yeah. Just in time, the pan was almost full. If only this janky drain plug would go in. Still getting some water out of there. So I must have left the hood open for a while. You can see our water pan is getting pretty full down here. Pretty rusty on that starter nose cone, so I'm guessing the old sack rat from Puddin's Fab Shop made a nice little mouse house in there. And we're still getting water. Dang it. And you can see the cab supports, inner rocker, all that stuff is pretty dang good. Coil spring rear suspension, GM first in 1960. Oh, this is the first year of the regular independent A-arm suspension. 60 to 62 had the torsion bars. They leave a little bit to be desired, in my opinion. That's what White Lightning's got. They're okay. See just how deep she was in the dirt. She was down there real nice and deep like.
Get in there nice and deep like.
Alright, I'm gonna go look at a starter. I wonder if that's the hidden serial number. I don't think so. Just some random number stamped in the frame. Oh hey, would you look at that? We're down to a drip. I think I'll tighten that plug up. That's what happens when you strip the plug out. That's the flexi hose version of drain plug off the shelf. Fix it. I bet that leaks when we're done. Guaranteed. Oh, you can see that pan is just plumb full up with water. I'm guessing that's like a gallon and a half. Don't worry, Greta. We'll dispose of it properly.
How dare you!
Well, you can see by all the debris and the rust in there that clearly some type of critter was making his home by this nose cone. And squirrel piss, that's good lubricant. Mouse piss, not so much. So I think we'll put some Zeppum on there and try to work her with the pliers a little bit, maybe get some compressed air. All right, ready for the hint of virus? Oh man, are we gonna have to split this thing? I suppose. I'm gonna put our locking pliers on here. You can't call it a vice grip, because that's a patented name. And using that patented name without authorization, yeah, that's against the law. Oh boy. There we go. Just turn all the way over there. See, it'll only turn one way, which is that way, which is clockwise, and you're looking from the end. The other way, she don't turn. The whole thing wants to turn. End cap, you stay in there. There. Just like new. Now we just got to remember how we took it apart. Put it back together. Same, but only different. So that goes into there. Should we clean that mouse poop out of there? Yeah. It'll be fine. And that goes over there. Tricky part is getting these holes lined back up with that hardware. Where are those at? Right there. Dang it! How could that be? This is preposterous. What the French? Better ground. Minty! It's frickin' good. Slam her back on! Just gotta hook our wires up here. But guess what? Mickelson shows up and he has starter problems now. It's like the death of us around here. Hey, what's wrong with your pickup?
The cheapest starter on
Oh,
eBay.
you got it. You're gonna adjust the valves, I see.
Think.
Well. Ding, fries are done.
What garbage!
Does it say Napa on it? Oh yeah, you had it professionally rebuilt by someone, I forgot.
Yeah. In 2010.
140 miles ago.
Accurate, yes. What are the odds?
Pretty good, actually. I'd say 85%. You can't make this up. See, that's the thing is, if you're gonna have a reality TV channel, you gotta always have the camera rolling.
That should fail.
Did you not even bring a camera with?
No, I didn't.
Jeez, then you could tag Mortske in it, and you'd probably get at least 230 views.
That'd be a double up, so that's a far stretch.
Let's see if we got any better luck than him. Oh! This is terrible.
This sucks.
Well, pull the plugs out, I guess. See what happens. So, Mr. Mickelson, what fixed the issue? My name is August. And always check to make sure that your battery cables are tight.
We're not broken like mine are.
Make sure to spend $1,000 on fuel injection, but don't spend $30 on battery cables.
Fuel injection sucks. Carburetor for life.
I should have let you take that starter off. Geez, not even a burnout? Oh, I guess we didn't need that battery. Now will it turn over? can that be? Tell if we gotta get this thing turning over, we're gonna lose the shop. That bolt's so rusty, it's not gonna hold nothing. That'd sure be terrible if my battery cables were loose, and that's why this one's turning over. That's called karma, right? It's making a different noise now. Let's put some Zeppum in them cylinders. Got our A adjustable belt tensioner here for all tensions. That can't be, can it? Oh no. So the harmonic balancer, the rubber shot, and when I turn this, it's only turning the pulley on the outside of the harmonic balancer. And the crank's not turning. So she's stuck. Would have thought with a gallon and a half of water that it might be stuck. Dang it. See if I can't put the handheld camera down there and show you guys what's going on. So you can see our bottom pulley. Fan blade's kind of in the way, but as I turn it, watch how the pulley turns. And the center of the crank doesn't. Now I can't even get it to turn. Ouch. I don't know what we're gonna do. I guess we'll leave her soak. Maybe pull that inspection cover. Watch all the mouse poop fall out of that. See if we can't hit the flywheel to turn over. What are you barking at? Super. What kind of mouse nest are we gonna find in here? Oh, just a little baby case of hantavirus. Not that bad. Now we can put our big bar between teeth and the bell housing and hopefully we can get it to budge. Probably should jack it up in the air, but we won't. Everybody says how Marvel Mystery Oil works wonders, so here you go, guys. There you go. Leave a little Marvel sit in there for a while. The bar wasn't doing anything, so we'll see what this does. Even if it does loosen up, we know she's gonna have some stuck rings. So a few people got real upset when I posted the video on how I get brake drums loose on that 55 Chevy. I torched out a ring right there so that the hub can turn and the drum stays stationary. Everyone's like, oh, you ruined the brake drum, blah, blah, blah. Anyway, no matter how you do it, this drum is probably shot because it's seized to the shoes, and even if you turn it, plus these drums are probably like 40 bucks a piece. And you can see how stuck they are. So, we'll take her apart a little less destructive way. That'll appease the masses. Get one of these fancy pliers for taking dust caps off. What is this? Why? Pearls? Why is there pearls in here? What is that? Solder? What are we getting into? Oh. Oh. So the nut doesn't go on all the way onto the spindle so that it goes through the hole where the end of the spindle broke off. So these guys literally just soldered the cotter pin in there. Wow, that's brave. Hopefully a shop didn't do that. Because if this nut backs off, you lose the whole wheel. I've never seen that before. You learn something new every day. That's great. Yeah, I think this spindle broke off in a previous life. I like to throw all my parts inside of the dust cap there so that they don't get dirty. And then you get one of these here puller contraptions. And you back it, oh man, way off. At least it's not winning this one. Without breaking your wrist. What brand is this puller? I don't know. There's a bunch of companies that make them. OTC, KR Wilson. I like the good old used tools. They're well proven. Get them on the eBays. None of that new junk on Amazonia. And you thread a couple of lug nuts on. Now, with any luck, she'll just pop right off. One of these episodes, we're gonna get by without having to use this 8-purpose blades knife. Probably not though. And then I like to drop the wheel bearing right in that dirt down there. 60% of the time, it happens every time.
60% of the time, it works every time.
That doesn't make sense.
There you go. Prestola. No more brake issues. You just gut all that, throw it back together. It'll be fine. Brakes. We don't need no stinking brakes. And you just pop this puller off, put it all back together. Wheel bearings full of dirt and everything. So after about a 1-month hiatus, back on the old white door 63 here. Yeah, just set her back down on the ground. We were under there prying on it with Bob and another assortment of bars. Even filled her full of Croil again. Somebody sent me the new industrial size. Yep, the oil that creeps. This stuff smells delicious. Whoever sent me 2 cans of this stuff, thanks a lot. But the old 230, that's what we're saying it is stuck. She is stuck. So, we're gonna rip into it. Puddin', he always says that I rebuild engines to get them running. He just throws a solenoid and a accelerator pump on a Ford in his run. So, let's start pulling the head off, see what we can find. It's a Chevy. It's gotta run, right? What do you think, Duff? Do you even like this thing? Doesn't have a seat. Oh, hey, look, a battery. Still looking for a battery sponsor. Anything good in there? Not really? What do you think? Well, if Duff approves, we should probably get it running. Comment down below it. What do you think we should do with a Duff approved sticker? Just have a paw print or just have him giving a thumbs paw up? I don't know. Maybe just a happy face like that with a check mark. I think that'd be a cool sticker. Speaking of stickers, still got some. We need some. $10 for 4-pack. Via the PayPal or snail mail. Yeah, we gotta get this going or we're gonna lose the shop for sure. Or we could just stop feeding you. How about that? Oh yeah? Yeah, look at how fast that tail goes. Get to work, he says. We got Puddin' on pause. He's getting ready to do some pressure washing. Because that's what he does. Pressure washes things. But it looks like somebody did a little pressure washing inside this engine. That's, yeah, not good. I was just noticing how much paint is on this engine. Like, maybe this thing was rebuilt at one time. But... And surprisingly, like, you don't see any sludge down there in between the valves. Like, I don't know. Let's see what happens when we open her up. Hopefully, there's just a bunch of water in one of the cylinders, guaranteed. I don't know how it all got right there, because the breather was like way back here. I think there was one up front. Sure enough, one up front, one in the back. I don't know why it's so rusty in the middle. Let's pull some head bolts out. Get after it. Freaking Puddin' gets all the easy ones. Where's Chin when you need him? Oh. This is a bad idea.
It's so damn hot. Milk was a bad choice.
The look of disappointment on that dog's face pretty much sums it up. So remember how I told you I put oil in all these? Well, Croil, which looks like ATF. See how it's gone in all these other ones? Oh, there's a nice discoloration in that cylinder for some reason. What's there for a ring groove? Oh, hardly any. But I'm thinking this one is our stuck culprit. Oh, what is that? What is that? Is that a valve that I didn't even hit with a hammer? That's the head of the valve. Rotted right off. Oh my gosh. Hopefully it's just rust shaped like the valve. GM would never do this to us, would it? Oh yeah, it's just rust shaped like the valve. Woo! Dodged a bullet there, didn't we, Duff? So, I guess I don't see anything too crazy there. Clearly it was coming through there. None of the valves are really stuck open, so that's disappointing. I was kind of hoping to smack some of them with a hammer. What do you think, Duff? Is it a lost cause? Come on now. That's crazy. Rust shaped like the valve. I don't know how that water got in there. I guess we'll find out. So, clean that cylinder out a bit and, I don't know, give her some heat. Tap it with a wood block. See what I feel like. It's past my bedtime though, so we're gonna shut her down. Maybe think about it. And we're gonna need to find a new radiator hose. Flexi hose fail of the day. I mean, at least there's no ring ridge, but look at the discoloration in all those cylinders. It's kind of weird. I've heard that these 6 cylinders, because I got the water pump up front, the front cylinders will run cold and the back cylinders will run hot. Causes issues, but maybe if we get real ambitious, we'll clean up top of a piston and see if she's been bored over. Not that it really freaking matters. This thing didn't even have a block heater? This is one of the rare rigs that we got in here that didn't have a electric option. Was not a hybrid. So we know the rings aren't that good on all the other 5 because coil just went right past. So I'm guessing there's probably some water in the pan, so let's just forget about changing that. See if we can get her spinning over first. What is with us and finding stuck engines? I need a sandwich. Take a break. Well, didn't have any at Tiffany's last night, you know, because it's a school night. We're gonna clean that cylinder out. And I think we're just gonna crank the heat to it and smash on it with a hammer, because that's pretty much what we do around here. Beat it like it owes you money. Here we go. Oh yeah. Well, these kind of t-shirts or button-ups don't soak up anything. Kind of figured that was gonna happen. You gotta optimize the type of shirts you use for making rags. You know, you don't just use any shirt. Underwear are good. Socks, they're okay, but they just don't have the surface area. And also with the underwear, is it better to have your own or somebody else's? I prefer my own. That is if you wear underwear. Nothing against those of you that don't. Look at this. Well, that was a Duluth Trading Company. That was a good shirt. Probably only wore that once. No point in having nice things. See any stampings on there? What are we gonna hit that with, Duff? Oh yeah. Broken a valve, but we haven't broken a piston yet. Not on camera anyway, at least. Let's get some heat. Oh, coil burns. Ah! It's not moving, is it, Duff? Oh yeah, found out who the coil come from. Keith sent it to me the first time. Sent me a couple of these industrial size ones. So, Coil Keith, we thank you. I guess we got ourselves a coil sponsor. Why are you not moving? Son of a biscuit. Man, we just ruined like a $43 2x4. What are we gonna do, Duff? We gotta get this thing going or we are gonna lose the shop for sure this week. Air hammer? Seems like a bad and a brilliant idea at the same time. Yeah, move. No way. So it kind of looked like it budged. I'm gonna crawl underneath. See if we can't move with the bar a little bit. You guys keep an eye on it from up here. Oh, it budged! Did you see it, Duff? Which way did it go, up or down? How do we know? I can't tell. Try that some more? Okay. Okay. Ow! Albeit very little, that crankshaft is moving. Like Sanford and Son. We're moving on up. Is that Sanford and Son? Oh. Moving on up. Oh, for cheese and rice. Oh, I swear we had it to budget down there. Back to the heat. Oh, it's going. We had her to go down like a ½ inch. Mark the crankshaft so you can see which way it's turning, so for reference. It's turning clockwise when you look from the front. And it ain't turning very fast. I sure hope we don't break that piston. Alright, no idea what I'm doing here. Whoa! You're not supposed to do that. That's what I know about that. I think we've turned it about 4 degrees. Well, we're not making a lot of progress. I know you're not supposed to sit in one spot with it, but I can't really go up and down because there ain't no room in there. I presume that's back to where it was. Oh. There we go. Progress stuff. Woohoo! Woohoo! Oh, that's like back up to where it was, maybe. Who knows? Either way, it's moving. Making some headway. But it's turning hard. What happens if we hook up a battery and see what happens? Oh, come on, loser switch. What are we gonna hook our ground to now? Well, since it's a nice new cable, let's just vice grip it to something. That'll be good. And nothing. Why would we have nothing? Can't imagine that ground is not good. Wow, for cheese and rice. How about the fuel pump? Is that a good enough ground for you? Come on. Battery dead? Bad connection on the loser switch? What is the dealio? Would have thought the starter doesn't like that stiff engine either. Back underneath. Alright, bringing her on back. gear wrench needs to make one of these ratcheting flywheel turners. That'd be the cat's pajamas right there. Sticky. Cheese and rice. Hey buddy, did you come to help? Emotional support. You gotta be getting close to a full revolution, huh, Duffers? Ah! Don't worry, Nancy. No band-aid required. Just stings a little bit. Maybe we need an ice pack. Ouch. Not a starter. If we get this thing running, Duff, I'm gonna beat this thing like a rented mule. How about now? Oh, that's sticky. It's not about the size of the drill, right? It's all about the motion. Well, we're gonna put some more squirrel piss on this. We'll leave her sit for another night, because soaking, that's the key, according to all the experts out there. I'm more of a fan of heat and brute force, or whatever kind of force I got. Strong like ox, dumb like plow, right? That's what my grandpa always said. All right, I've had enough fun. It's sandwich time. Look at this. That's right. It turns over. Well, with the starter. So after prying on that thing and getting it to budge, I still couldn't get it to turn over. And then I had Epiphany over last night, and she said, try a new battery cable. Sure enough, now it turns over. It ain't real fast, but it's turning over. Now I just need to figure out what's squeaking. Which is the squeaky cylinder that gets the grease? Uh-oh. The magic smoke is coming out of the starter. Stay in there. So I think what I'll do is I'll just bump it over with the loser switch and get it to where the cylinders are at the very bottom of the stroke, and then we'll run that reamer through there and see if we can't hold the cylinders up a bit. Maybe that'll get it spinning over faster. Save on that starter a bit. So now I think we'll clean up the gasket mating surfaces, clean up the gasket, spray some head gasket in a can on the head gasket. That can's got to be about running low. You can rebuild a lot of engines with that can. Set that head back on there, adjust some valves. See what happens. Sure, everything's gonna be just fine. So this right here is a super scraper. Not a paid advertisement, but I am a dealer for these things, so literally life-changing gasket scraper. They come in 3 different sizes. This is the wide one. I think it's 1.25 inch, and then there's some 5/8 inch wide ones, a short one, and a long one. This is my go-to, the SS1. If you need one of these, hit me up. Prices are listed in the description. You do PayPal or snail mail a check. But yes, these things are awesome. Made in America. Handles, I believe, are made in Wisconsin. They're assembled in Iowa. It's got a carbide tip with a lifetime warranty. So hit me up if you need one. These things are flippin' awesome. So in looking at this head gasket, I tried getting it off, and it doesn't seem like it's a copper head gasket. It's like fiber or aluminum, or I don't know. Duff, what do you think it is? But anyway, I think we're just not gonna mess with it. I think we'll just kind of wire wheel inside of that valve a little bit. Well, maybe not. We'll just brush in there by hand, and then we'll just wipe off that mating surface. I don't want to hit it with the gasket scraper and scuff it up too bad. And then we'll just overspray it with the old head gasket in a can. Call it good, because I don't think I got a 230, 250 head gasket on hand. Although it would be nice to have a gasket kit and then take that intake and exhaust off, because you're no help setting it on there, and that'll lighten it up a bunch. But see what we can do. Wire wheel probably ain't gonna be so hot. Might tear up my sweet aluminum head gasket. It's lightweight for going real fast. Which we know how that goes. Dang it, stuck valves. So you got the old Duro Industrial valve spring compressor. It's a CF11 model, if you're interested about it. Made in the USA. It's old as dirt. So we got that valve spring compressed, and then we're gonna take and pop the keepers off and drop them into the deep abyss, and then we'll go ahead and release that, and we'll take the valve out and clean it all up. It'll be good as new.
Yeah, because I mentioned that it probably is stuck. It was.
Chin can predict the future. Job here with the wire wheel.
Just give her the old 1-2.
Valve job. We don't need no stinking valve job. She's a little thin down there in the neck. A little pitted up. It'll be good though. Real good.
Good thing I calibrated my tapper this morning.
Go in the hole!
Get your home!
Oh, why didn't you just go home? That's your home! Are you too good for your home? Answer me!
Now we're down to the last one, bro.
Wasted the good surprise on you. Gonna do what you can do, little buddy.
Good high. I'm probably the only person who's used a whole can of this. And I'm not proud of it. But the internet told me to.
Well,
Oh!
wowza, right to the last drops.
Glad we didn't get to the next flathead overhaul. And... No! We're out of Permatex!
Gasket.
Alright, looking for a copper head gasket sponsor if anybody's out there.
Permatex, that's you.
That's you. Man, this thing's gonna be like new. New head gasket, new pistons.
Valve job.
I bored it with a
Big bore.
3 job hone. We might wire wheel spark plugs. See, we could cut this stuff out and pretend like we're real mechanics, but we're not. To do it right, putting the push rods in, you typically slide them in and adjust them. And that's a big long process in itself that we're no good at. So I think what we're gonna do is I'm just gonna loosen each one of these rocker shafts up, predetermined amount of turns, like 10. And then we'll just slide the push rods in and tighten it back up 10 turns. And then it should be just the way it was before, so we should at least be close. Just grab that blowgun and blow all that crap off too. Since we're at it, you know, since this thing's basically fresh. 10 half turns. Push rod. So these push rods are hollow. Oil's got to go through there. So you look through it and you see if you can see the light. If you can't see the light, there's a bunch of sludge in there. So that's what Chin's gonna do. Blow all these out. After they overhauled it. It seems like 5 turns. 3, 4 is the magic number to get these out of the way. So I did notice that there's 2 screws holding the distributor cap on. One of them was completely loose, and I don't know if that's why, but it's really corroded in here. So hook up our coil wire. Snap them babies a few times. Oh, we gotta hook it up on this end too. Not get anything out of our coil. Better file our points, I suppose. Our gap should be between 16 and 19 thousandths. We're pretty much right there, maybe a little bit tight, so maybe we'll file them just a little bit more. We have a very hot spark coming out of the coil. Not sure what the reason is there, but probably good enough to run. It'll be good enough. Good enough for what it's for. Right, Duff? What, you crashed out for the night? Scratch inside her cap a bit. Try to get rid of some corrosion on the contacts in there. Oh boy, those are green. Between the valve job, the stuck rings, the crappy spark plugs, weak spark, I don't think this thing's gonna run very well. Maybe it'll surprise me. Well, in theory, if we give it a little hot sauce, this thing should maybe pop off. What's the worst that could happen? Burn the shop down? Oh, here's the battery, Nancy. Had to go scrounge that one up from the dark depths. I don't remember where I even found it, but it's still around. Does it even turn over with the plugs in? Kind of. Here goes nothing. Slingshot engaged.
Slingshot engaged.
Sure do. Why isn't it popping off then? I'm guessing it could be turning over a little bit faster. All right, hooked our fuel line up. Got our clickety-clack hooked up to a boat tank, sitting on the cowl up here. Actually, I hooked up the vacuum advance too. I don't know why. So we don't have a vacuum leak. We'll get all the horsepowers. Turn the fuel pump on. Doesn't seem like we're getting fuel coming out of the throat of the carburetor. So got the old valve loosener upper and tapped on there. Still not getting any fuel. But you can see it's wet around the gasket up top there, so I know it's getting fuel in there. So maybe you just gotta have it cranking over to suck some in there. I don't know. And for that one guy that says that I don't ever turn the choke on, and that's why my engines don't start until I put the choke on, we'll flip the choke on just for you, buddy, because you know everything. All right, let's see what happens. Let's hook up our power mess of wires here. Won't start on fire. Oh yeah, we need to choke it for that guy. I don't think it's working, guy. It's not even really trying. Let's get our fancy spark plug tester. Well, spark tester? Yeah, that's probably better. Add that hooked up. See if I can't zap myself. It's been a few weeks since we did that. And that's why got no spark coming out of the plug wire. Got spark at the coil, however. So is it just a bad plug wire? Is it the cap? The rotor? We may never know. Well, since we're getting spark at the coil, we know that the distributor's turning. So we can eliminate that. The cap and rotor didn't look good, but at the same time, they didn't look terrible. Tell you what, I'm gonna try a new plug wire quick. See if that resolves the issue, because that's easy to do. We'll have to steal that one right there. Coil's hooked up. That's hooked up. I need to paint that loser switch bright orange instead of black. There you are. Right where I left you. No spark at the plug. We got spark at the coil, so we know it's either got to be the cap or the rotor. Which one do you think it is, Duff? Did we forget to put the rotor in there? I'm betting My gut wants me to say cap, but I feel like it's the rotor. And there really ain't anything to go wrong on a rotor other than be a little corroded. I have seen where the cap, the plastic inside or the connection inside coming from that coil wire will break, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know if I got a cap for a 230. Turns out they only had 230s in 1963, according to Rock Auto anyhow. I'm gonna go check my stash, see what I got. Well, would you look at that? DR438, new old stock Delco. I even labeled 230, 250. What are the odds that it's actually what it is? Oh boy. Which way do you go? Well, there's only two ways it can fit. That way. That way feels better. So we just got the one plug wire slid in, got our coil wire hooked up, spark plug tester. So power up to our coil. And this should tell us if it was the cap or if we need to find a rotor. Nothing. Guess we need to go find a rotor. Here we go. We got the TK222MZ GMC and AMC ignition tune-up kit. $4.49, whenever they sold this new. Chevrolet Camaro and Chevrolet truck 4 and 6 cylinder, 63 to 74. How neat is that? Made in USA even. Oh man, that's way too good for the rest of this garbage. Did we leave that new cap on there? Ugh. Hate to sacrifice it on this piece of garbage. Yeah, see? I complain about Chevys too. You guys don't have to think I'm a Chevy lover because I complain about the Fords and Mopars that come in here. I complain about everything. They all suck equally. Alright, coil back up. Third time's a charm, right? Well, what the heck? Still nothing. Guess we do got a points and condenser we could put in there. Oh, look. Handy dandy little red pill. Wonder what's in there. It's probably way better than Hoover Schneef. Son of a biscuit. Man, this thing's gonna be all new if we put points and condenser in there. Suppose it could be that coil? No, it's never the coil. We used that coil to start a flathead here a while ago too. Wait a minute. I'm at a loss of words. Remember how I said earlier when the screw was loose on the cap and one was missing? There's no condenser in here. I didn't even look for it. It's gone. So that's why we don't have spark. I guess the condenser is just basically a capacitor, so it builds up a charge, and that's what gives you the big kablooey. So now you know, if you don't have a condenser, it'll just give you a little bit of a tickle. You gotta have a condenser that really zaps you. Grandpa used to play a real dirty trick with condensers. You charge them up and you throw them at people and it zaps them. I don't remember how it works. I should look into it. You guys probably know. Comment down below on dirty shop tricks. Like, you know, some guys will light people's rags on fire that are in their back pocket, sliding stuff under cars when they're underneath there. I had a guy throw a cigarette butt underneath me one time when I was under a car, so I'd roll on that and get burned. Mechanics, real classy individuals. Well, at least they left us the screw. So now, we should have all kinds of zap coming out the coil compared to what we had before. Oh yeah, you can hear it. I'm stealing my new parts back, except for that condenser. You can keep that. All right. Pretty confident something's going to happen. So confident, I'm gonna say it. We got spark. Give her a little Cosby in a can, see what happens. I think we need more battery, Duff. What is this, battery number 3? Cripes. Everything in the yard's going to be depleted of batteries. It probably won't spin over any faster. Starting to get some blow by coming through the head here, so something must be happening. Hopefully it's not like a Y block. Kind of reminds me of the Y block though. No compression and doesn't want to do anything, and it's starting to spit through the head here. So, do we need more compression? How do we up our compression other than a valve job and rings? Man, as stiff as it turns over, you'd think it would have some okay compression. I guess we could squirt some oil in there, see if that helps it come to life. So pull out the computer. Don't look up ways to put compression into an engine, because you'll either get some $99 a can stuff or guys talking about high performance pistons and whatnot. But I think we'll do a compression test. You guys got some of these neat old tools like this Snapone kit? Look at that. $5 at a garbage sale. You guys got any sweet tools you found? I like the old stuff like that, especially when they're cheap. And while I was on the Rock Auto, I think it's supposed to be an RN12YC. I got these N13Ys. The electrode's a little bit longer, but I think it'll clear. And these things are clearly seasoned. And then Mr. Kern, look at all these goodies he sent us. I had to guess what this was. It's a brake go, no-go feeler gauge thinger. I'm sure we'll be using that because we do a lot of brakes around here. We can gap our spark plugs. He's got a connection at CarQuest, he said. The old Mopar Bandit. He's going to be glad that I got these because he loves these like I love flexi hoses. But they do come in handy. Probably could have used a set on this rig. R45 NTSCs. No, these were the 5/8 style plugs. Those won't work for what we need. Got some weld bottles. Seafoam, good stuff. PB Blaster. When I lived in the big city, used this all the time because it's cheap, easy to get. Now that I'm in the middle of nowhere, I just buy the expensive stuff online. But we'll use this stuff, definitely. Thread locker. Oh, way better than cross threading, which is nature's thread locker, I'm told. Battery post cleaner. Some ultra black. And then a t-shirt. I'm guessing his connection is at Penn Auto Parts. Give those guys a call. Sound like some good dudes. I do like pocket tees, but this is a large. I'm kind of chubby, so if you guys are going to send me shirts, you might want to look into an XL. We'll see if we can fit in this one. If all else fails, Duff can wear it. Or we'll send it to put in that skinny little... So, I think what we're going to do is pull the plugs out, see where we're at, and maybe put some oil in there, and that'll tell us if it's the rings that are bad. Look at all that oil we're getting. But anyway, you saw me doing it last night when Chin was here. I did feel that the push rods all move, you know, when there's not tension on the valve. So that means I'm not holding the valve open with the push rod. I know if you got them down too tight and you got the valve open, you're never going to get very good compression because it's going to leak past that valve that you're prying open. But I think we just got really bad rings, and then obviously it needs a valve job. And we're not going to do all that stuff because we're already going to lose the shop on this frickin' pickup. We had it here way too long anyway. In case you didn't know, 63 was the first year of mechanical clutches. I think 60 to 62 had hydraulic clutches, and they kind of suck. They're good when they work, but they'll leave you stranded on the side of the road where this mechanical stuff really never does. Duff, he likes mechanical clutches too. Well, let's give her the old whiz-bang test, see where we're at. Well, now's where we get to play and name that compression. Stolen from Cold War Motors. Thanks, Scott. I'm guessing 0. What do you guys think? Better yet, let's guess how many cylinders have at least 50 pounds of compression. I'm gonna guess 2. Here we go. Well, this fancy snap-on gauge doesn't hold, but looks like we're getting pretty dang close to 50. At least 40. 40. That one's right at 50. Tell you what it's got for pressure. Oil pressure. All kinds of it. This thing lights off. We're gonna have oil everywhere. This was the one that was stuck, so I bet this one's got real good compression. Not. That one barely wiggled the meter. There's somebody messaging me back on Facebook Marketplace on something I messaged them 6 days ago about. This is gonna be a good one. We're gonna hit at least 80 here. Or 60. Was this the good one? $70. That's if this gauge is any good, but it's probably not. 45 maybe. All in all, not good. Who'd have thought a stuck engine would not have any compression when we got done with it? Now what? Should we drizzle a little oil in there? See if we get some compression? I suppose. Unleash engine power. Oh yeah, here we go. Helps extend life and peak performance. Best money I ever spent, says Rob in Illinois. You ever read the backs of JB Weld? Oh, we should go read those. Those are the best. I fixed my D8 Caterpillar engine, saved myself $18,000. Oh, dang it, they must have taken it off of there. You can use it on anything, though. Toys, marine, outdoor equipment, crafts, fiberglass, ceramic tile. It literally does it all, though. It's good for 5,020 PSI. Maybe if we dump some of this in the cylinder, that'll seal up those pistons. Here we go. What was this one on for? Like 40? Oh man, what like 70? Almost to 100 that one time. That was kind of a fluke though. So oil definitely makes a difference. So we know it's the rings. I mean, we knew it was before, but we just verified it. So I don't know, do we put a little oil on each one and then throw those new spark plugs in and oil those sons of guns up? There's this test just to tell you if the rings are bad. And then you just put it out in the weeds. Like 80? Let's see what it does in the dead stuck hole. It's turning over like mad now for some reason, but we're still getting like 5 or 10 psi's all. That being said, we know we got an issue with the piston rings, so I think I'm just going to drizzle some oil in all these and throw those new plugs in there. We're just gonna hit it and see what happens. Probably a bunch of disappointment. That's what's probably gonna happen. Yeah, here we go. NOS N13Ys. Hopefully the piston does not play patty cake with the electrode. Maybe we'll spin a couple in. See if we hear a thud. That would be smart, huh? There's a lot of oil in that cylinder. Whoops. There's a lot less in there now. Well, it didn't kiss the electrode. Well, it's all full of oil. I don't know. This is probably a really bad idea. But somebody be sure to say to try it if we didn't do it. So we're kind of like Mythbusters. Myth busting with Mortske. Motor myths with Mortske. Man, that's a tough riddle. All right, firing orders, right? I guess. Let's see what happens. Oh yeah, flip the choke like the one guy says. It's way closer than the Y block ever was. Yeah, that carb is definitely not doing us any favors. Dang it, I think those plugs are A, full of oil, and B, full of gas, and C, we don't have, I mean, we got compression. It's turning over like the battery's dead or it's got compression. Maybe both. I wonder if I got a different carbonator we can stick on there that's any better. Probably not, but let's go take a look. So here's what I drug out of my carb pile. This one looks the cleanest, but she's stuck. This one stuck as well. This one's packed full of mud daubers, but it's free. So you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna knock the mud daubers out. Throw this sucker on there. Here's your eviction notice daub. Oh man, it's way up in here too. Oh yeah. I'm sure this carburetor is going to be just fine. Just fine. Good as new. Oh crap, it's got an inlet on the wrong side. Well, so long as it bolts on there, we'll figure out a fuel line. Yeah, the one that's on there comes out the side like so. This one comes out the front. Son of a biscuit. How stuck are you? You can't be that stuck, are you? Give her the old locking pliers overhaul. Oh yeah, there we go. A little croil on there. Good as new. Free as a bird, just like Leonard Skinner said. All right, I'm just gonna throw this on there. It's gonna be good. There's a bunch of crud in the fuel inlet, so I mean that's a good sign. We'll just blast that through. Oh, better yet, let's take that off. Should be a filter in here. Arc that out on the battery. Just a little cobweb. Good to go. Well, it fits on the mounting bolt pattern, so that's a plus. See, it's set up for the mega tall high lift ram air cleaner setup, which is a pretty rare option on these old 230s. You can tell by the super long stud sticking out the top there. Well, let's see what happens. Good news is the plug should be all dried out now. So, it's making combustion, but it's going past the cylinders and it's coming out the head, which isn't a good deal. So, I don't know. If we dump more oil in there, will it go? If we go through the carburetor, will it go? Freaking burned out on this thing. We got a bunch of time to do it and we still don't know if we got brakes. I know we don't have brakes. I can tell you that. It's not going to have brakes. I don't know what to tell you. Get the head off this thing. Got it loose. Got a couple of stuck valves loose. Diagnosed a missing condenser. I think she just needs a rebuild, guys. Hate to leave you at that, but like Puddin says, you can't win them all. So we took a 1963 Chevy half-ton pickup. It's been off the road for 38 years with a stuck engine. Got her loose. Kind of got compression. Got her turned over. Just couldn't get her to go. I think this thing needs a little more work than we're going to want to put into it. So at this point, same bell housing as a small block Chevy. I'd probably drop a V8 in it. You got to do exhaust anyway. You need new flexi hoses. So you might as well just convert her to a V8. Well, we ain't quite ready to throw in the towel yet. This carb, she ain't too grungy inside. So I already blew the base off, blew all that out. Stuck a new umbrella on the accelerator pump. Hopefully it's the same as a quadrupuke. Blew this all out, but we're going to clean her up a little bit better. Only tore that gasket just a little bit. Should be alright for what we need. I did have a kit for a 235 on hand, and I think that gasket's the same, so that looks clear. Don't ask me what any of these are or what they do. Oh, look, a ball. Those are my favorite. I don't think we'll have to take the inlet off because there was a bunch of fuel in there, so we know it's getting into the bowl. Okay, that's about all there is to this thing. I think I'm gonna go give this thing a blow jay over there. Then we'll be back. Family are back together. So, seat back in. Oh, ball! Don't shoot. Fudge. I heard it hit the ground. Son of a biscuit. That's why I hate balls. Tough. Go sniff that thing out. You don't like chasing balls either. Guaranteed as soon as I get on my hands and knees, Duff Dog will show up. Hey! Did you come to help or sniff my face? You are no help. None whatsoever. Told you I hate those balls. Wonder if the new kit's got one in it. We'll just steal out of it. They don't ever go bad, right? Woohoo! It's got one in there. Hey Purvis, haven't give him a shout out in a while. Well, stick that on there. See if that helps the scenario. See if that boosts compression. Not likely. Well, let's see if she just has the light off today. Probably not. Should I do a jack up the throttle light? The accelerator pump works. That's a plus. What do you think? Oh yeah, she's just leaking by the throttle shaft now. Oh, that thing sounds so familiar to the old Y block. Why does it turn over so slow, yet have such little compression? Running out of hot sauce here. Well, we gotta pull those plugs out, see what they look like. Maybe put some more oil in there. I mean, I just want to hear this thing run, that's all. Is that too much to ask? Plugs are plenty wet. I don't know if that's oil or what. Just gonna do the front three. Okay, we're gonna do the front four. All right, what are the odds she lights off now? Not very good. So close. Pushing out a lot of white smoke. Well guys, it just wasn't in the cards for the old 63. I busted hump on this thing for I don't know how many evenings. Got it loose, got the valves loose, got it turning over, got spark, got fuel, no compression. So I mean, really, you could pull this thing apart. Cylinder walls look really good. Do a valve job, do some rings, maybe throw some bearings and an oil pump at it while you're in there. And this thing could be back on the road. Then you gotta do exhaust, gotta do brakes, gotta do tires. Needs to find a seat. I do have a title for this thing. So I'm done with it. Had my fun. Had a flexi hose, we broke it, and that was pretty much our sign that this thing wasn't gonna run again. We gave it a shot. We didn't fail. It was a learning experience. Learn that just because they're loose doesn't mean they're gonna run. So if you need this thing, let me know. I'll put a price down in the description. My email. This thing could be yours because I'm done with it. I hate to steal parts off it for another vehicle, and really there's no parts that I want other than that 63 grill, because it's by far the best 60 to 66 grill available, 1 year only. Check out my other videos. Hit the like button if you watched it thus far. I appreciate it. Remember, doesn't matter how you get it done, as long as you're having fun. Ugh. That's not fun. Not fun at all. She's back here in Skid Row with all the other garbage that won't run. Oh, these ones run. I kind of like 60 to 66s, if you haven't noticed. 66s, and then I got another 62. Oh, hey, look, another 62. That one's got 4 doors, though. Weird. She's a little chewy up top. Don't worry about that. That'll buff out. Done some body work there one time. They missed that spot.